It sounds so simple: have a budget, stick with it, and live debt-free. But that simple advice can be hard to live by. Norm Harp, a financial advisor and financial coach, is here to help. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Michelle. I'm happy to be here.
All right, well, let's start at the beginning. How do you build that budget that you need to stick to?
That's a great question, but I think first we have to answer or address what a budget is. And a budget, in simplest terms, is a plan to achieve long-term goals based on some type of financial or budgetary plan.
Okay, so what is a spending menu?
Well, if we work from a spending menu, we're really prioritizing our financial goals with our life's goals, with a fairly effective action plan. There's a whole range of things that impact families, and ultimately they all tie back to financial needs and goals. Unfortunately, a lot of people, for most part, do not make budgets. And in not making budgets, we kind of have the opportunity to kind of steer to one side or the other in our financial lives. Now, it's possible, again, introducing the idea of budget, the B word, that's what kind of puts us off, because many of us have, either in our work or our church or our other civic areas, have participated in budget, and the budgeting process in those environments was a little disciplined, maybe a little painful, but when you take the pain away, the end result for those type of situations was beneficial. I tend to think, in terms of the B word, there's other words in our lives that parallel the challenging in our financial planning. One of those is the D word in dieting. And if you think about dieting, and I'm sure you don't, but many of us do.
Yes, I do.
But many of us do. Most of us have a pair of fat jeans or fat suit in the closet, and when it comes that time of year when we're reaching for that, we think of the D word. Well, I think probably if we took away the D word and added supplement, possibly the supplemented word might be healthy eating, and we strolled off to the better and healthier eating side of the bookstore, we would be better served. I think the same thing is true with budgeting. With budgeting, if we took away the B word and said financial planning or financial or planning menu and thought about that, that would relieve us of some of the other D word, which is debt. And our debt, if we think about it, is probably our financial fat jeans or fat suits. So that's kind of the parallels I draw there, and move us to the level of the priorities of financial planning.
So should you sit down with your family and go through, okay, these are our financial goals for 2013. This is what we want for the entire year. Or just start small, you know, month by month?
Well, I think to answer that question, there's the idea that yes, you have to do both those. Certainly, if you have a family, then it should be a family process. I know we don't think of our individual priorities. With the individual priorities we have, everybody's going off in a different direction. So I think as far as a process of preparing our financial menu for the new year or for a longer term, that we need to think about not only the terms, which are a short-term planning, intermediate term, and the longer term. Short-term planning is within a year, easily things that come up. Longer term is up to 5 years, and then beyond that is out beyond the 5 years. And if each of the family individuals in that situation go through our brainstorming, not worrying about the time frame or the price tag or any of that, and we simply schedule those and come together as a family, then we're ready for our next step in preparing our financial menu.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. Great advice this time of year when we tend to spend more than we have, of course. So we appreciate it. And also set those goals in 2013.
2013 goals.
Yes.
Stay out of our financial fat jeans and move into our slimming, economic, and financial planning jeans.
I like that. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you very much.